Hiya, Cosmic Cat Tarot here. Hiya as in higher vibrations. Let's do this, you guys. You ready? Okay. So, in preparing for this reading today, during my meditation, there were quite a few things that came through again. So, I wanted to share with you some of the things. And please, if they resonate, if you want to share your story, if you're feeling connection, please definitely leave a comment. Let me know what resonates with you, what stands out, what you're feeling about it. Let's get connected. That's what it's all about, right? Okay. So I felt there was a big message of detaching from attachments. Guilt and shame came up. Let yourself go with the flow. Release blocks. I also, let's see, I want to read for you this excerpt that really stuck out in my mind. I'm reading the book Kundalini Rising. I'm sure if any of you have read it, please definitely let me know in the comments below if you've already read it. If you have any wisdom to share, I'm more than happy to hear that. But there was something that I read last night that stuck out to me, and then getting in the meditation this morning, detaching from attachments, that also made me think of this right here, the Buddha's insight. There is no self. There is no self. It's basically nothingness. It made me think of the Fool card in tarot. It made me think of super consciousness, nothingness, knowing that we are all one. So in existence, we're actually just nothingness because we're all one. We're all from the same creator. So yeah, this says, I've noticed in many spiritual practitioners that when spiritual emergence happens, there is such delight, such joy in the phenomena of bliss, merging, and expansiveness that occur at certain points of a Kundalini awakening, that the practitioners become attached to repeating these experiences, and despair arises when they pass. Felt over here. If you feel that, let me know. If you ever felt like you've had that complete bliss and you just ache for it, you want it bad after it leaves, and you're wondering if you did something that wasn't okay with spirit, if you're why the feeling passed, how can you get it back? It's because it's not I, and it's not a personal, it's not like basically becoming attached to these moments pulls us back into the separate sense of self. So if we're actually thinking about we're basically separating ourselves from others if we feel like that moment was only ours and that we want it back again. It's pretty in depth. There's one also, the sense of losing the separate me and knowing oneself to be essentially nothing, but recognizing a mysterious sense of existing that continues nonetheless is the equivalent of the words of Jesus, I am that I am, or of the Indian master Nisargadatta's expression. I'm not familiar with him, so please, if I'm probably didn't say that name right, so feel free to correct me in the comments below. But the Indian master's expression is I am that. And then the Buddha's is there is no self. So, yeah, I am that I am. I am that. There is no self. Are you with me? Because I know this is pretty deep already. I just come out with a bang here. Curious cat wisdom sharing. So, yeah, it's when we think I, then we are separating ourselves from we. I guess that's the best way that I can explain it. I'd love for you to share insight below if you have a better explanation for this. But it really hit me because, yeah, I had felt that before. And the attachment, that got me being attached. So I definitely don't want to be attached to that. And attachments are hard to break away from, especially if you've been conditioned with that in your mind for so long. If you felt that, if you had the attachments, if you had guilt or shame, all of those things, we're kind of conditioned into from a very early age. I mean, it's like that's the way of the world. That's how it's supposed to be. It's what they said. They came up with it. Like, who the hell is they, Anyway, let me know below if you resonate with that. Okay, so, and something that came up when I was doing some work on Instagram, Bruce Lipton, if you haven't heard of this guy, he's a spiritual coach. He actually, I found him after, once I started to get on this path more intense and after my dad passed, and he resembles my dad quite a bit. So it's very interesting to me. And there's like this weird kind of connection that I have with that. But anyway, it's aside the point. Let's get to Bruce Lipton here. One of his quotes that I found online after I had meditated was, "Don't commit to me, commit to evolving. I'll meet you there." So it's like, don't commit to me, commit to evolving. I'll meet you there. It's kind of like not attaching a sense of self or attaching yourself to another person. You can still love people without being attached to them. Actually, it's the purest kind of love you can have. It's the authentic love. It's the love that comes without requirements, that comes without stipulations. It's the love of someone still having their own individuality while also being able and to be able to express themselves as themselves, who they are, and still being loved for that. It's so raw. It's just pure bliss. That's pure bliss. That's like the love without attachment. And that's, if you have that, let me know. Share a little heart emoji or something if you don't want to share a story or anything. But it would be raise this vibration in this whole world that we're in right now, to know about the pure authentic love that people do have with each other. It's very beautiful to have that. It's non-judgmental. It's just authentic and pure. So that was something else that came after I had meditated. So, and I felt that went right hand in hand with the Kundalini Rising book quotes, and also detaching from attachments. While I was in meditation, there was this purple light that came that turned into a purple line. And once I asked further, it's let light in. Purple, it resembles our third eye, the mind's eye. And it's above consciousness. It's like above just what these eyes see. It's our mind's eye, basically. Our mind's eye. Not these eyes. It's our mind's eye. And Prince came to me, the Purple Rain song came to me. Purple rain, purple rain. You know how like the very first line in that song is, I never meant to cause you any sorrow. It's a very beautiful song. I mean, it talks about friendships, ending, the changes, leadership. It's as if, he wants to lead you to the purple rain. It's like, you can figure it out on your own if you want, but I kind of want to lead you to the purple rain. And what is purple rain really to you? What do you see purple rain as? For me, I'm getting a sense of like purple rain. I'm thinking the third eye, and I'm thinking just like it, the third eye just like boom, shattering open, and the veils are all lifted. You see it all. You're able to just have this sense of nothingness. Interesting how that all just worked together there. Yeah, but I do recommend listening to that song. And also Jimi Hendrix Purple Haze song. Purple Haze. Purple haze all in my brain. Lately things don't seem the same. Acting funny, but I don't know why. Excuse me while I kiss the sky. I mean, come on. That's poof. If you listen to these songs, listen to them and try to imagine that song with a connection to yourself inside, your inner self, your inner wisdom, your inner guidance, your gut, your inner child, the relationship that you have. And if you don't have one, this is a beautiful start. It's a beautiful way to start, is to listen to these songs and think about you, like how it resonates with you, not an external relationship. Although if you are in that space and that's what you're feeling, then please follow your intuition and your gut and your guidance and do that. But I'm getting that because this is this is more of a spiritual growth, or a growth on yourself, something to learn about you, who you are. And you may actually think that you know who you are, but I'm pretty sure if you clicked on this link, or if this came to you, that you know that there's something more. You've been feeling it. You've been kind of maybe hiding those feelings, suppressing them because they're different, they're unknown, or it's like, I don't know, why is this coming up again? Why are all these feathers showing up around me? Why is this number keep popping up? What is up with this bird that keeps following me? I keep saying the same bird. I mean, these are not coincidences, you guys. This is spirit trying to communicate with you. This is someone that is either past that you cared about, trying to say, hey, and wants to send a message to you. Or this could even be an ancestor that you haven't even met before, trying to communicate with you. It's very important to just be aware, have awareness with it. Let's see, what else? Oh, while I was meditating, I suddenly got cold. I got really cold suddenly. And when I tried to figure out or ask more questions, I got the answer of breaking out of the comfort zone. I'm not really a fan of being cold. However, when you are cold, who's that guy? Wim Hof or something? He's I would say new, but this scientific proof has been around and existed for many years, as far as when our body gets cold, all of our muscles like all of a sudden activate, and we're more energetic. We're using more of the muscles that we haven't before, and that's actually really good and healthy for our body. But anyway, this guy Wim Hof, he's a coach, he puts you in like these freezing ice cold water. I mean, you're half naked, you get in this tub of ice, and people do this, pay a lot of money to do this, and then you're like again, half naked, and you're hiking up this ice, this snow, mountains, and you can check them out. It's amazing what they do. But yeah, something like that, reactivating cells in your energy in your body. And I think it can also help with balancing out. It helps with your health. So there's that. Oh, and I also had a vision of the void, and then it releasing. So some of you are coming out of the void, or you're going into the void. And what's interesting about this, it really pretty much connects with detaching from attachments, letting go of attachments and guilt and shame. It's because the void is basically pure nothingness. So, yeah. And you're doing this. If you've already come out of the void, then you've already been able to let go of those attachments and pull off those masks that you've been wearing for who knows how long. And you've already, okay, you've come to a sense of a new purpose or a leveling up in your life, that you really are seeing things. You're more grounded, more rooted, and you're just walking a new path for yourself. If you're actually going in there, or you're there right now, it can feel like really depressing. You can feel like, you may feel lethargic. You may feel like you don't want to get out of bed. You don't want to get dressed. You may feel lost, alone. Things that also can signify depression, but it's really. But you kind of, if you've ever been depressed, you may know the difference of what that feeling is. And also, if you've been doing work, you may know that this is part of your experience in spirituality and rising up. So, but yeah, if you're going into it, or if you're in the void, you're working on releasing attachment or mask. That's the message I got. I also had this weird, it was like a weird pressure on my lower right side of my back, and I believe that's your kidneys. So the messages were, see a doctor if you need to see a doctor, to detox and cleanse your organs, your kidneys. Try yoga. Try some yoga movements. There's a lot of different forms of yoga too. So no matter what size you are or weight, you can find a yoga that accommodates for you, that will work. So I definitely recommend that, because yoga can actually help with everything in your body. And then you could be going through an awakening your Kundalini, and you may know this already. So, this may be something that, Now, I do have this book I've referenced for decades now with my own life, whenever I have things going on, because I'm not a doctor, but I guess one of my sides of me that I've always done is looked up information in the back of this index book of You Can Heal Your Own Life by Haze. And I've had this book for 20 years probably, and I will look up why I have things going on, because I do believe it's relative, but I'm gonna just look up right here and see and read to you what this is, because it offers kidney problems. It explains a probable cause of it, and then a new thought pattern for you. So the kidney problems, the probable cause is criticism, disappointment, failure, shame, reacting like a little kid. I'm going to read that again for you. So kidney problems, criticism, disappointment, failure, shame, reacting like a little kid. Now, the new thought pattern, if you are having kidney problems, is divine right action is always taking place in my life. Repeat that with me, okay? Divine right action is always taking place in my life. Only good comes from each experience. Only good comes from each experience. It is safe to grow up. It is safe to grow up. So this is, and if it's kidney stones, there's one for kidney stones. The probable cause is lumps of undissolved anger. So maybe you're building anger stones literally in your body. And a way to release this, to have a new thought pattern, and to repeat this as many times as you need, is I dissolve all past problems with ease. I dissolve all past problems with ease. Okay? Some of that may resonate for you. We are getting ready for a super full moon. So the fact that, going with the flow, letting yourself go, releasing blocks, releasing attachments, all of this is a great time for us to do this. The super new moon it's the last one of 2024. That's about to happen. Yeah, and the last thing that came to me was Qigong. Qigong is something, it's martial arts, and it's body movement. And I got the message that can help with the releasing of the blocks with your energy inside. If you don't have the money for the yoga, or it's too far away, or if you just are an introvert and like to be at home, excuse me, I'm instilling detox here. If detox cleanse, I'm not sure of any of those, but you can also do a combo. Doing a combo of them would actually be really helpful for you. So those are the things that I got, and let's see what we get today for, let's get right into our tarot cards now, this reading, and I'm going to do this and see if we can do this relatively painlessly here. Okay. Okay, maybe not. There we go. Sorry guys, I'm very new to this. And still learning the mechanics of this video business. I learned it way long ago in a galaxy far, far away. And so, yeah, I definitely could use some help on, let's see, let's go a bit more. There we go. Make sure. Get all of this here the best we can. One day it won't be so difficult. One day it'll just flow like water, just like it's supposed to. Thank you for your patience with me on that. I really appreciate it, and appreciate you being here, sticking with me as I struggle with my camera. I don't even know how others do it. If you know how, I'm always ready to learn, always. Because if we ain't learning, we ain't growing. And I must take a moment to show you my water cup my beautiful daughter got for me for my birthday one year. Okay, so while I was preparing the decks and cleansing them, and actually before we go further, Spirit has already been called in. Feel free to set your own intention. Feel free to call in Spirit and your ancestors, your guardian angels if you'd like. Okay. And now, okay. So we are going to get started. So while I was pulling one of my decks out, this one came out. So this one's staying out with us. This is a goat. Act from your innate wisdom. I feel like this is going to be our overall energy for this. I had thought that my dragon deck was going to be, but this one popped out, so I think this is it. Archangel Perlmamech and Pan, God of Nature. So call up on them. And I thought that it was very interesting. So what they said in the guidebook here is goats who originate from Orion, the ascended constellation of enlightenment, are highly intelligent animals. They are often misunderstood, though when they feel appreciated, they are generous, loyal, and nurturing. They love to be free to wander, spreading golden light and wisdom wherever they go. They balance this desire for space and independence by enjoying the companionship of the herd. These special animals all have a great sense of balance. They love to clamber in the mountains and stand on rocks and peaks, gazing at the world and seeing all from a higher perspective. When you see a goat standing on a pinnacle, it may be linking into Orion for inspiration, for their sole mission is to lighten the vibration of our planet. Their service work is to clear unwanted vegetation and rubbish. The guidance for this card. The guidance. When you choose this card, your guidance is to be free and independent within the nurture of a loving, caring family or community. If you feel misunderstood, remember that you carry in your aura light and wisdom that are not always recognized. Misunderstood, that could be guilt, shame, things of the nature that I was referring to earlier. Do any menial tasks that come your way graciously, for this is part of life on earth. You are invited to look at the circumstances of your life and challenging situations from a higher perspective. This will bring you much peace and enable your innate qualities of love, loyalty, and caring to develop. When you do this, your essential wisdom will shine through. You will be acknowledged by those around you. Recognize who you are, and many will be drawn to your energy. That's beautiful. That's real beautiful. Almost has a little halo around it too. I like that. That's perfect for, actually, that goes hand in hand with all this. Okay, we're going to get started here with our dragon deck. Spirit, what do you want? How can we release? Okay, you want to come out. How can we release the guilt and shame? Okay. And we got 20, the Aeon. 20 is judgment. You see the Merkaba triangle there. You're all tied up. Judgment. Standing in your truth, knowing your truth. Taking responsibility for your own actions, for the things that you say and do, holding yourself accountable. 20 could be significant for you as a number for the day of the day. What else can I get here? Let's see what else. Love yourself, though, through this judgment. I'm picking this up. This is about the guilt and shame. this is about accepting the dark part of you. It's about nurturing all that you are. It doesn't mean to continue to, it's not as if you want to encourage it, but to know that it is there. And if it is an area that you feel is a part of you that you would like to work on, call upon Archangel Metatron for that. He will help you. There are some Archangel Metatron guided meditations. You can also put some of his music on at nighttime to sleep. And through our dreams is where a lot of the spirit world does come into play. So yeah, that's, I'm picking up at that card at this moment. Okay, this is a Buddha Wisdom deck. I bought this deck when I was out in San Francisco while I was thinking about my father who has passed, and it's just called me. Okay, let's see what Buddha we have today. Okay, we're getting number 28. 28. 2 plus 8 is 10, and that is reduced to a 1. So 28 could be significant for you, either the 28th of this month. That might be Thanksgiving. Perhaps your birthday is on the 28th of a particular month. Maybe you're seeing the number 28 a lot. If you are, this is an affirmation that you have spirit around you trying to help you or communicate something to you, and it's important that you pay attention and maybe come back to this. Check, this card has a lot of information through it. Let me see what I see here. I mean, there's fire. Oops. Let me just stand up so that we can see it together here. Okay, so I mean, you see the fire here. There's faces up in the fire. Passion. You have a lot of souls. Okay, this says practicing Chod. Extend your awareness to the energetic edges or boundaries of the universe. Oh, wow, yeah. Some of you are limiting yourself, or you're pushing down what is time to come out. You know, I get it. It's weird. It could be weird to have these feelings and these thoughts in your gut, like telling you to do weird things, or considered weird because it's something you've never done before. But if you follow the path, it will help you gain so much. You can gain so much more. I mean, if you're stuck in an environment right now, I'm getting this right now to share. If you're stuck in an environment that is miserable, that you're not happy with, you're choosing that. So it is your choice to remain in that misery and that company. It is completely up to you to make a change in your life. Only you, you have free will, so you are the one choosing it. It's just that you have to be able to make the decision, and that first step can be so very scary. Very scary. That could put you out of a comfort zone. If you're in an abusive relationship and you have kids and you're like, I feel trapped, I'm stuck. That's what some of you are actually going through. I'm feeling that right now, and I feel for you. I really do. If you actually, though, allow yourself to break free from that, things will start to fall into place for you that, they're miracles. There will be, but you will get through. You will make it, because the universe is going to provide for you. The universe wants you to trust in it. And it is one of the most Actually, I'm going to try not to get emotional here, but it's, I mean, trusting, there's so much in this card that, yeah, yeah, um, there, if trusting in the universe is one of the best changes in your life that you can make. This I'm getting that these little gray lines are like paths that you've chose, and they've all led you to a particular place in your life. So you've been on other paths before, and maybe you're stagnant right now, but you do have the opportunity. And Tina Turner just came to me. I mean, maybe watch that movie I Can Tina. I mean, talk about profound changes. And yeah, she did become enlightened, and that is one of the things that helped her break free from that instant. I mean, yeah, that's absolutely beautiful. This card also represents death and rebirth. Death and rebirth of a cycle. There's like death down here. You're curled up in a position. This is actually like the many lives that you have had here on this planet, or that you will have. Yeah. I mean, Spirit is looking after you and is ready for you. And if you are doing this right now, just keep going. And maybe if you are doing it, maybe you think that you know all of it right now, but because sometimes when we feel like we've already learned something, we don't want to hear it from someone else because we think that we already know it and we don't need to learn it any further because we know it. But that's the ego, and that is something that we want to make sure that we're aware of. So raise your awareness and be able to listen, because there may be something that you learned there and just didn't know. Okay. We're gonna move these decks over. Okay. I'm gonna pull. I'm raising the Cat Tarot deck now. This is a general reading, so please take what resonates and leave behind what doesn't. Okay. Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles is about, it can be about memories. Here it looks as though, yeah, gifting, giving. You have so much, and then you're sharing. You've placed one of the fish here. You're sharing. You're probably about to take that one and give another fish to the cat. It can definitely be you're reflecting on a past moment. Maybe you're reflecting on a past moment in one of these situations. Sometimes it's good to reflect on a past moment to know the reason why we're not there anymore. But we don't want to dwell on it or stick our minds on it. We want to just remember, oh, that's why that happened. That was a good refresher, and it's time to move on. You don't want to stay in that energy and stagnation, because it can affect you. So, yeah, you are being generous here, and you have the resources to do that. Okay, and then we have the Three of Pentacles. Wow, Three of Pentacles. In the original Rider-Waite Tarot, the Three of Pentacles is about celebration. It's about togetherness. It's about everyone. It's about friendships and unity. Here it looks like in this card, they're just, all doing their own thing. This one's definitely just like looking straight at you, while the other two are wondering what's behind that window there. So the Three of Pentacles, and that's, both of those are, about material things. So in one you have an abundance of things. Yeah, this is about a team player and accomplishing more than expected. Or you could be depending too heavily on others, letting your own self and your own gifts get lost in the crowd. So it's either one or the other there. Either way you choose, Spirit's with you, watching over you. That's, again, free will comes up to me here, because that's the beauty of free will. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to pull a card here. This is the Archangel Animal deck. And this was the one when I pulled the deck out, that goat just flipped out. Said, I'm part of your reading today. This is what the collective needs to know. And this one. All right. We've got the Badger. Bring your life into balance. Bring your life into balance. Yeah, move some energy around. Do some yoga. Check out those kidneys. Let go of the guilt and shame. Let go of attachments. Call upon Archangels Mary and Sandalphon to help bring your life into balance. Yeah. I want to see. Can you all see that one? Yeah. I'm going to see what that says about the Badgers. To see. The Badgers always makes me think of, there was a time when Badgers were, being a honey badger or something was a thing. Okay, the Badger. About Badgers. Badgers originate from Sirius. They are black and white because at a soul level, they want to demonstrate the balance between masculine and feminine. Yeah, that's the balance between, that's could be your Kundalini. That's the balance between the dark and the light. Balancing, the part of who you are. If you're shoving who you are, the dark side of you are, under the rug, it's time to let that come out and accept that part, accept your ego, accept your dark side, accept the mistakes that you've made, because you are a human, and that is not going to be the end of a mistake that you make in your life. Mistakes are where we learn and we grow. Okay, let me carry on. That just came to me. That wasn't in the book. Okay, the book says, they are also learning and teaching about family life and have well-developed heart centers. Archangel Mary pours pure source love through their hearts, and they pass this into the planet. Cooperating with Archangel Sandalphon, they use this energy to keep the ley lines clear. Send Badgers love and compassion so that they can regain their sense of worth and self-respect. Okay, so if you're lacking in that self-worth or self-respect, call upon Archangel Mary and Sandalphon. Call upon them. Ask them to be there for you, guide you, help you, show you how, the way, and then pay attention when you see numbers. If you see a badger, like a certain song, anything. If a badger comes on the TV, like whatever it is that you're doing, or if someone calls you a badger, anytime something like that occurs, again, you guys, it's not happening out of coincidence and synchronicity, and it's spirit trying to communicate with you. When you receive this card, it suggests you need to strengthen your aura by building your confidence and expanding your heart. Invoke the great Archangel Mary and ask her to bathe you in love. Then sit quietly to receive it. Breathe in her energy, then breathe it out around you until you are surrounded by a blue cocoon of high frequency light. This will help you to deal with any negativity others send towards you. All right. Yeah, so some of that guilt and shame is coming from external sources around you. And that's something to know, that it's not something that you have to put yourself and keep yourself in. Learn how to balance it. Those typically that are hurting others have also been deeply hurt themselves, and they may not even know that they are doing it. So yeah, badgers will help you with doing dealing with any negativity others send towards you. The badgers also call you to do service work for the planet. Connect to their energy through this card and link into Archangel Sandalphon, the great silver angel in charge of the Earth Star Chakra. Let Archangel Mary's love and light flow through you into the earth and direct it through the ley lines. Picture them becoming golden and radiant. The badgers remind you to bring your life into balance. This may be to draw your leisure and work lives into harmony, to share chores in your home, or to bring your masculine and feminine energies into equilibrium. Then you can feel your purpose of joy. I like that. Yeah. So if you're doing everything and you feel like, oh, it's not going to get done unless I do it, or I have to do it if I want it done right, that's actually the energy they're asking you to pull away from, and to start to be able to give some responsibilities to others, whether it's your children, whether it's a friend, maybe you're a business owner and you have employees and they need work to do, but you're hesitant to give them work because you're lacking that trust. Call upon them, the badgers. Call upon Archangel Mary and Sandalphon. I mean, if you know where a badger's at, or if you know that your zoo has one, go there and see that badger and just sit and meditate with that badger. Okay, what does I want to know? Okay. All right. I was only gonna pull one, but okay, pull two more. All right, let's see what we have here. And finally, we have 9 of Cups. 9 of Cups. You have done a lot of work. Some of you have done a lot of work, and you are sitting back and reaping the rewards right now at this time. If you aren't, you are about to. Time for you to reflect on all that you've done, how far you've come. Maybe even if it's not the past year, think back to the past few years, think back to the past decade, whatever you need, whatever it takes, but think back and pull out your journal. I meant to say that at the very beginning of this whole video. So yes, pull out your journal and begin to write about this about your feelings, about where you've come. Write keynotes about things you've accomplished or things you've let go of, how far you have grown. And if you notice stagnation, that's okay. You can just know that you can recognize, it's a perfect time for you to recognize where you're stagnant and where growth needs to occur. This is absolutely beautiful. 9 of Cups. Love that card. I actually drew that card yesterday. Not that particular card, the one in the original Rider-Waite, for my overall energy for the day. Anyway, okay, we have 3 of Wands. 3 of Wands. 3 of Wands. It's like, I feel like you're looking at this as if you have to walk across it. But really, you could fly. That's what I'm picking up on right now. Definitely also picking up emotion. Some of you are going through an emotional time. And some of you, and that can go anywhere from you're grieving a loss, or you're celebrating a new partner, You're celebrating a new beginning. You've had a career change. Some of you are surfers, and you're becoming enlightened. The water is helping to heal you. The water is a cleanser. I just picked that up from guidance there. And you have a star. You have a star right up there. Right up there. Yeah. You know, 3 is the first number that creates, I always find this fascinating ever since I found it out, that creates a shape. Yeah. And let me see what house that's in. 3 is in the house of communication. That's the number 3. And it's, the ruling planet is Mercury, and Gemini, it's in Gemini. So that could be significant for you. Okay. So this card is telling you it's time to go after your dreams. I feel like it's time for you to believe in yourself. Like, believe that you can fly, and believe that, yeah, you can get across. You can get across in many ways. You could probably walk across like a tightrope, walk across there. That would be the hard way. Maybe some of you have done that, lived a hard way in your life and made the hard choices instead of the easier choices. But you can also fly to the other side to reach that goal, to reach that dream. But now's the time. You will make it across. Yeah, do it. Go for it. Okay, and for our final card, we have King of Pentacles. Look at you, sitting on your throne, wings spread wide. You're all decorated in all of your color there. I mean, yeah. King of Pentacles. You're unstoppable. You know, the King of Pentacles is one that, you know, be determined. The King of Pentacles is a determined king. He's ready to, he's acquired the knowledge that it takes. He's accumulated all of these things. I mean, he doesn't want for anything. He has everything he needs. But he's also not hoarding it or being selfish about it. He's willing and ready to share this with others. He's willing to teach you how to also reach your potential. He's a very loving king. I mean, the King of Cups is definitely a loving king, but the King of Pentacles is a giving king that also wants you to reach your goals. So whatever you're trying to do here, when you get out there to it, the king is going to come into play. Oftentimes, court cards, the page, the knight, the queen, the king, those do resemble someone else and not particularly us. They can represent us. So it can be you sitting in this chair. It could also be someone else that's going to help you reach your goal in life. So keep that in mind. But the king will help you find yourself, help you find an abundant life. And maybe you have someone out there that with that energy that's already doing that. That's really beautiful. You know, you've already been through these cycles. You've already been through all of this turmoil, the judging, the judgment, the fire, the passion. You know, you're a giver. You're giving. You share. You come together. Yeah. You have a balance. You've looked back you've looked back onto your life, you see, and you're sitting here now and you're reaping it. And then usually though, sometimes when you get there, now you're like, what am I going to do? I've already accomplished all of this. Now what? Well, we always have a cycle. It's a cycle. It's the wheel. It's the karmic wheel that continues to go and go, and go. So I mean, this could be your new crossroads, your new adventure that you've created. The three, your new time, and this king is going to help you to actually get there and to know whatever it is that you're working on next. He's a sharing king, and he's going to help you. Yeah, with grace and a good heart. Meow. I love that for you. All right, well, this has been your reading today. Thank you so much for tuning in. And Cosmic Cat signing off, and meow.